is up, guys? Or what's up, YouTube? I think this is probably be the first video I ever talked to the camera. Um, it's kind of windy and not a bad day to practice in this in this windy condition. Uh, we had a bad storm yesterday here down in the south. Um, so yeah, I just want to make a video just me shooting, practicing. So yeah, I hope y'all like it. So yeah, let's get straight to it. And I'm shooting at 40 yards, starting at 40 yards. My first shot, my cold shot. Hopefully, hopefully I make a good shot on 40 yards, at 40 yards. Um, I guess, I guess I'll talk about what happened before Saturday, or what happened this past couple of weeks actually. Um, about my actual first gun. Um, I have I had bought a 17 HMR, and I like it. Shot it one time. Um, I really like it a lot. I traded in my Savage 22 automatic, semi-automatic. Traded in. Didn't do much. Only took out like $50 from it, and I still had to pay the 17 HMR like $342, I think. So it didn't really take that much off. Um, so this weekend I'm gonna go turkey hunting. Might be busy, especially with classes. Um, I'm planning what I'm gonna do for turkey. I never killed a turkey. I think I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill one with my shotgun, and the other one with my bow. Only could kill two per season, so two for the season, and it ends on May 1st, I believe. There's another video that I have that's similar to the other videos I've been posting. Uh, it's actually this buck that I killed. I killed that one maybe 2 weeks before season ended. Shot it at 50 yards. Not a good shot, and that was all on me. I don't know if y'all. I probably will post that one before this one. Whatever. I'm gonna post either one of them. Well, I'm gonna talk about a little bit more on that one. Uh, so if I post it before or after this video, um, so if y'all can see that the GoPro footage, there was a creek probably about like 60 yards, and it made like a S. And in that general woods, I know there's deers. I know there's some bucks in there. And okay, let me backtrack. So that morning, I went to a spot where I put out corn, and I have a ground blind there. So the night before, I got my stuff ready. I went here, got my stuff ready for the ground blinds. So just to hunt in the ground blind. That's what I was planning to do that morning. And I said, I was thinking to myself, like it was the last week of dog season, and around not in the woods I was hunting at with my ground blind, but around the area in the other different parts of woods, dog hunters will hunt there. So I was like, just in case, let me bring my saddle hunt, my saddle stand, and that's what I did. Brought my saddle stand, went up to the spot with my ground blind, and checked camera. There was no pictures of deer that showed up for the couple of days, and I went ahead, scrolled through my phone while I was in the ground blind looking for what spots to hunt at, and it was probably around like when did I start looking through my phone? Probably around like 7:30. I was looking through my phone, and it took me a while, maybe about 25 minutes to think about like, hey, this spot, me and my dad, we always used to hunt right there. And so I said, all right, let me just go over there. And I checked my phone before I left. It was like close to 8. And then I said, no, what the heck, let me just go. I went, and then I parked near the woods, near the area. And I had a bag of corn in the back of my truck. And I was thinking to myself, do I want to, and I had a camera too with me. And I was thinking, do I want to set up a spot right here, and just because it was on a Friday, and I had Saturday and Sunday, so I was thinking, do I want to set up a spot? Maybe something will show up. And looked at my phone. It was a little bit past 8, and I said, let me just sit this 2 hours. So I grabbed my saddle, grabbed my bow, grabbed everything, went out in the woods, and probably about 50, maybe close to 100 yards into the woods, there was thickets, and I see some scrapes, and I was thinking to myself, this spot would be good if I set up corn. And then I looked through my phone, and I said, I'm not deep enough. So I'm like, there's something better. There has to be something better if I keep going another 100 yards. So another 100 yards, boom, found the spot. There was a creek. It was open, and as soon as I found the creek, behind me was thickets. So I said, this is good. And I found one tree, no cover, no branches, nothing. I set up right there. I wanted to set up by the creek, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna be a little bit too close. So I was like, let me just sit right here, sit right there. Maybe about the wind was good. It was blowing right towards my face, and um, sat there for like an hour, and I was on my phone for a good bit, and then once in a while I'll look around, and all I saw was a big body deer, and I was like, whoa, that's a big body deer. And I saw antlers, but I didn't see how many points. I didn't know if it was a spike or anything like that. So I was
That was
like,
pretty good
"There's a
round.
big body deer right there, and I'm gonna shoot it." And it's a buck. It was a buck, so I was like, "I'm gonna shoot it." And he was on the other side of the creek. Branches, sticks were in the way, and he was at that he was probably like 80 yards too. And then I keep grunting, but it was too windy, so I don't know if he didn't hear me or if he didn't care if he did hear me. But he came around, and then once he stopped right where my bow hand was, he crossed the creek towards me, and then he started feeding. And then I was ranging, and then there was a big branch of leaves like that, like this, and then he was behind it. I would have had a clear shot right at 50, but I had to wait it out. And then later on, there was a spike. A spike showed up. Um, so once he got out of that pile of leaves, the branch of pile of leaves, that's when I had a clear shot at 50. Shot him, and didn't he didn't know what happened. The spike didn't know what happened. He just know they heard something. He got hurt. He got hurt badly. Um, soon as I, soon as the arrow hit him, I knew I hit him in the guts because the way it sounded like a hollow, like it sounded hollow. So I was like, I shot him in the guts. I'm like, okay, he's a big body deer, and as long, you know, I got him. I got him. Um, like I don't know if y'all could hear the wind or not, or feel the wind, feel the wind, hear the wind. But this is exactly how the wind was. And yeah, this is how the wind was. I shot him, and then probably about 5 minutes. When I shot him, he ran. He ran. He ran across the creek and went left of the hill on the other side of the creek. And then 5 minutes later, I guess he circled around and came. Like he circled around the hill, and then he came back and bit it in the creek. And I thought it was a different deer. I thought it was a doe for some reason. So from personal experiences, when I started uh, archery, especially like around the 4 year marks, within the 4 years, 5 years, I was hitting gut shots after gut shots. So I thought he'd be dead at the other side, but I never had a deer that I gut shotted and kind of lived for a bit. But that so after I shot him, I was like, I know I hit him in the guts. Let me go, you know, let me go and retrieve my arrow. When I went to go get my arrow, I was cautious because once the spike ran off, I always kept in mind that deer that bit in the creek, or yeah, was in the creek. I'm like, that deer didn't move. So if it's a doe, I'm gonna shoot it too. So I tried to find my arrow, couldn't find my arrow, but I had my bow in my hand, so I'm like, okay, there's a deer in this creek. Let me just sneak up on it and, and shoot that deer. maybe about 10 yards from it. I didn't see it in the creek. I didn't see it in the creek initially where I saw it bedded. So I'm guessing that Spike that spooked deer and then went like ran like 10 yards in the creek. So I checked where I knew where the bit it was. It wasn't there. Um, so I went a little bit further, and boom, that buck I shot was there. He was bedded right there, and then he ran off and bit it in the thickets, right, probably about 40 yards from where I set up at, and I tried to sneak up on him, and not the smartest way would have been sneak into my spot and get a shot right there, but I knew he was bedded, but he was at the high ground, so I don't know. I had the wind covering my sound, and yeah, don't. I learned a lot from that. Um, so yeah, don't sneak up on a deer. Um, so eventually he ran off. So I was like, okay, just give it time. He's badly hurt, so um, went to go find my other arrow. Not my other. I went to go find my arrow, and it was in the creek, and it was covered in guts, had blood on it. I'm like, okay, he's gonna die. Let me get my stuff and head back to my truck, and that's what I did. I waited about. It was around like 11 something that happened. When I got to my truck, it was at 11. Yeah, when I got to my truck, it was around like 11 o'clock. So I waited till like 3, I think. So I went and checked where he might have been bedded at, because I saw him bedded after I spooked him off the second time. So I went. He wasn't there, so I'm like, okay, I gotta call some dog trackers, and called him up. A lot of stuff happened. Uh, told him told him everything. They said, all right, we'll try to find you a dog tracker closer to you, and took a while. Took a while to get a dog tracker. So dog tracker that actually helped me, he was he was probably like 45 minutes, and he was already tracking another deer. So yeah. So I didn't meet up with him till like 11:30 or close to 12, somewhere around there. So it was late. So while I was waiting, I was at my cousin's house just waiting. And yeah, we found him eventually. He was he was telling me how was if you shoot when you shoot a deer in the guts and they live, but they're eventually gonna die, they usually do like a zigzag. They're gonna do zigzag towards where they came from. They're gonna do zigzags going towards where they came from. Yeah, and that's what he did. He did a zigzag, and he died like the buck died at like 90 yards from where I shot him. So if he was, instead of doing zigzags and went straight, he'd probably be like, dang, 500 yards, I say. But yeah, eventually we found him. Yeah, crazy time. That was fun. So yeah, this year I've I've had contacted dog trackers more than I have ever. Oh, this is the first and most times I ever called a dog tracker. Yeah, because the first time my buddy shot a buck at that ground blind spot, like around start of January, somewhere around there, and hit the deer high with the crossbow. Oh, and that's another story to tell right there. So that's the first time I called a dog tracker and couldn't find it. So yeah, that's another story. So yeah, I think yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Um, so yeah, that's all I have to say, and you know, God is good sometimes, man. God is good. Oh, I should not say sometimes. Oh my gosh, what? God is always good. Oh, oh, I should not. That came out of my mouth. Ooh. But God is good, and I think if y'all could hear me in that video, I was, I was, I was saying, Lord, Lord, please give me a shot. Oh my gosh. I was like, please give me a shot. Please give me this opportunity. And yeah, without without that, I probably wouldn't even got a shot opportunity. And sorry, Lord, I should have not said. I should have not said that. I didn't mean to say it. It came out wrong. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to read my Bible right after this. Or I am gonna read my Bible right after this. Dang, what is? Oof. All right, I think that's all I have to say. And yeah, God is good, and stay blessed, man. So, yeah, peace.